Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of Psychic Sundays Live with your host, Psychic Sally Diane.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to our favorite hour of the week, right here with our friends on Psychic Sundays. And here to answer your questions. I can see the questions are starting already. If anyone would like a live reading with me, just send an email to info@sallydiane.com, and we'll set up a reading online from anywhere in the world. Okay, and who is our first victim, darling?
Oh, I don't know.
How about R. O'Neill?
All right, that might work. Let's see, where are we? Here we go. All right. Well, looking for love spirit messages with the runes. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. Oh. Happy Sunday, everybody.
And for those of you who are just tuning in, I noticed I did have the tarot cards, but if you request the runes, I will do the runes, which are the stones, which is something a little unique we do here at Psychic Sundays. So, without further ado, for O'Neill Ryan, or R. Sorry, that's an actor. I know, it's just R. O'Neill. So the runes say, in love, it says that you're strong in what you're looking for. So it says that you have a good idea of what you want. And over here, you've got Gnosis, which is, it's provide for the needs of the future. It talks about constraint. Am I going too fast?
You're a million miles an hour and almost yelling.
Sorry, folks. I was just, sometimes it just comes so fast. So anyhow, you were asking about in love, and first off, it says that you're strong in your views. You have Urus, which is wild ox, and you have Iwas, which is it's the hunter. So it just says that you're clear on what you want, and so your sights are clear. And over here, you have constraint and victory, and that tells me that you're right to be choosy. You know what you want. Don't change what you want. So it says you are well aspected there. So here it's interesting. You have 2 out of the 3 fate runes. Oh, nice. Okay, so here it says during the stillness, during the winter, just take a break. It says that in spring you're going to have you're going to be able to find what you're looking for in love. So wait for what you want. And the final outcome here is Legus, which is love. Lake, and Lake talks about love. So you are on the right path to love. Don't worry that people might think you're being a little bit picky. Just keep on being picky. You know what you want.
All right. Well, let's see who's next. Speak Knowledge.
Hi, Speak Knowledge.
Looking for a message from Spirit using the runes.
Okay, so the runes are popular today. Okay.
Yeah, there's quite a few asking for runes.
Yeah. So, and Speak Knowledge, you want a message from Spirit. And Spirit says that the things that you've worked for, the things that you've been building for, you have Jera, which is harvest. So Spirit says, yes, the things that you want in life are coming your way. And you also have Othilla, which is homeland. And that's where you put down roots. So it does remind you that right now you are building. You are building your future home. You are putting down roots where you are right now. And then here you kind of get a little bit of a warning. And you have Isa here, which Isa is ice, but I just get a feeling of be in the now. Be in the now. And here you have Thorazaz, which is thorn, which these two can be harsh runes. But what they're saying to me is that pay attention to your intuition. Whenever, before you go into a situation, or if you feel uncomfortable or unsure, take a minute to meditate. Ground and center yourself. Don't let yourself get off balance, and you will do just fine.
Well, excellent. And next
Good morning,
we have
Patty.
Yeah. Welcome. Good morning.
Yeah.
Well, who is next? Speak knowledge. Hey,
Just
how's
did
everybody
speak
doing?
knowledge.
Oh, sorry, that's not really a question, is it now?
Okay, so Glenifa.
Well, speak knowledge, since you asked, my back hurts, and so does everybody that lives in Ontario.
Okay, Glenifa. Hola, Sally. Can I get a love reading? I am losing faith over here. Okay, you don't want to do that, and you also don't want. You also don't want love badly, because if you want love badly, boy howdy, that's exactly how you're going to get it. So, just saying. So let's see how Glenifa Mina, what can we tell her about her love journey? Okay. And today we are using the Palomar Coleman Smith deck. Interesting. It's it seems like right now your focus on what you want in love is what you don't want. I don't want somebody who's controlling. I don't want somebody who's abusive. I don't want somebody who's going to cheat on me. I don't want somebody who's going to lie on me. And you've got this big long list of don'ts. And now you need to start focusing on what you do want. Yeah. And right now you're not sure what you want. You want something that addresses your passion, but you're just not sure beyond that. Let's see what this has to say. Okay, so they're all reversed. Love is not a punishment, and holding back and putting walls in front of you is not the way to protect yourself from being abused or manipulated or lied to. Learning to pay attention to your red flags. This card right here, and I'm focusing on the myth behind the card. It does say that you were given an ability, a sixth sense, an ability to pick up on these. It's just that sometimes you kind of want to be blinded because you love the package and you love the bullshit that's coming out of his lips, but sometimes it's just not the truth, and your inner self knows it. And all you have to do is just pay attention to red flags. But you don't have to punish yourself over past bad decisions, and you don't have to assume that every man is abusive or manipulative until they show themselves to be. Okay, so that's the advice.
How much coffee have you had today?
I don't know. I don't think I've had that much.
Anyhow, Patricia. What's the timing when I will be in a financial position to pay off my car loan?
Okay, so you're giving me a how long question. And basically what I'm getting is I'm getting the number 8, which feels like August. And then you have the Knight of Cups, which says that you might want to do, you might have your eye on doing this a little earlier than August, but right now that's not going to be possible because you'll be constraining yourself too much. And so it does say that this says August and this says after the time of Cancer. So it's still about the same thing, early August.
Okay. Hi, Diane. Welcome back. Diane wants to know about her week ahead.
Okay, so the week ahead for Diane. Ooh, let's put that aside. So the week ahead for Diane. Well, you're not going to get too much Calgon time. I feel like the week ahead, you might like to have your little alone time, your time when you can go into your little think bubble, but you're not going to have that this week. Yeah, it feels like it feels like you might be pushed into making a decision a little bit before you're really ready. Before it looks like you're being pushed into a decision before you feel like you have all the information you need. So that doesn't feel very fair. And if it was me, I'd resist it, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, I see what's going on. You are being pushed into a decision. Part of it, the great deal of part of it is just moving ahead career-wise. And in a way you feel like you're not quite ready to move ahead as fast as you're being pushed to move ahead. So you might be hit with a flurry of activity this week that you're not quite ready for. Okay, so the Queen of Wands is taunting you a little bit. It says that even though you have a very busy week where you feel like you're being pushed ahead a little faster than you want, the cards are reminding you this is exactly what you asked for. So there you go.
Excellent. Who is next? Rosie's Fairies is back. Welcome. She would like a rune reading. What's going on with Rosie?
Okay. I feel my blood pressure starting to drop. It's a good thing. My goodness. Got a flurry of activity in front of you. I want to point out 1, 2, 3. These are your 3, what they call Norn or Fate runes. And you have the past, the present, the future. And it seems to be reversed. But it's telling me that something from the past is coming into play right now. And so, yeah, this is a time for you to kind of think twice before, just take care. With Nothus, it's about constraint. So yes, work on being productive, but it just feels like you're being told to do things at a steady pace and be aware of whatever it is from the past that's coming back to haunt you. Also, love plays a big role right here in just your future going forward. It feels like right now you're tying together a bunch of stuff and you're putting down roots for the future, basically. So you've got a very important cycle coming up and coming your way. Oh, so glad to see that one come at the top. And this ends with Suelu. So things are coming into clearer view for you, Rosie's Fairies. And this is in the area of love, relationships, home, and your long-term rooting. And all this unfolds by the time summer rolls around.
Woo!
Ooh.
Next, we have Cool Libra.
Hi, cool Libra.
Is my ex-wife plotting to try to get back with me? I've moved on and healed. Well. I love how you threw that plotting part in there. Conniving witch.
Oh. So why is cool Libra, who is so over his ex-wife? Okay, so is your ex-wife plotting to get back at you? No, she isn't. You know, the problem is that you're kind of worried about your own judgment here. And so it's not that your ex-wife is plotting against you in as much as you're...
No. Plotting to get back with him, not at him.
Oh.
You're reading a different question.
I'm reading a different question altogether. That makes more sense. So is she planning to get back with you? You know, there's a two-way thing happening here. Because in a way, it's like you miss the fighting, and you miss her just as much as she misses you. Oh God, please don't get back together. You'd end up on the front page.
Hi, Cindy C.
Hi, Cindy.
Cindy wants to know if there's anything exciting happening for her this week.
Well, it looks like you're missing a mountain of snow. That's pretty exciting.
You know, she says too much snow, which suggests that she's here.
Oh, too much snow. Okay. Well.
Yeah, my back still aches, and it's not because of Tilsonburg.
Anything exciting happening for this week? Cindy C. I don't pick up excitement this week, although I really think that there's an overall feeling of contentment and a feeling of community. And so I'm sorry that you're stuck in the snow, but I think that being stuck in the snow around the people that you love, it just works out. So, yeah, you're going to have a content week. Sorry about the snow.
Okay. Kara James wants to know about a new job. Let's find out.
New job for Kara James.
I know where you're talking so fast it makes up for the minute of silence.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to me, I'm trying to get it out of my mouth before I lose my train of thought. It's like got a sieve happening up here. Okay, so when will I have a new job?
And which part is being straightened out?
Oh. Okay, so yeah, I think we might be looking. I'm sorry, I don't see that happening until May. And it does feel like, you know, you're regretting having, you know, what you lost the last time, and yet there's something that you're carrying from your last job experience that will get you your next job. And the King of Cups here is saying, never forget the things that you loved about your last job and find elements of that in your next. Because it's more about the emotional part of it than it is about the job part of it, which I actually think is a good approach.
And next we have Brother Chris. Welcome back. For March 2nd event that I hope you're going to go to, will we have over 25 people there.
Okay.
Brother Chris, don't keep us in the dark here. What are you putting on?
Okay, and this would be the 1-year memorial for the passage of his mother.
I see.
Okay, so. Oops. Okay, so. Oh, 9 of Swords, that doesn't look too good. You've got the 7 of Wands, but the 7 of Wands reversed, which just the cards are saying, you're worried a lot. You are worrying about it, but worrying isn't going to do you much good. You're not getting, you're kind of not getting on top of it. So you might want to look, you might want to have a plan B there. Let's see. Yeah, you have Temperance reversed, but it's on the positive side. So it feels like, even though you might not get everything that you want, there's this idea that you do feel like you have an angelic presence around you that day. And the cards are saying, don't forget that. All right.
Okay, thanks, Brother Chris. Sweet Six Pack 2022. You didn't actually ask a question. You just whined. Hi, Sherry. I believe you're new here.
Hi, Sherry.
Will I be able to stay in my rental? Times are rough with finances. Yes, they are.
Oops. We're going to leave that one there. Okay. I will stay in my rental. Yeah, things definitely aren't going the way you hoped. You're having a hard time manifesting. So it just feels like you're a little, yeah. Okay, so the cards here are acknowledging that you're having a hard time turning things around and making them go the way you want to. Right here, it's kind of like you're not seeing all the you're not seeing all your options. So I'm not sure what it is that you don't want to do. But whatever it is you don't want to do is exactly what you should do. Let me see what this is. Okay, so you have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords, in this particular instance, it feels more like communications. And it feels like you can communicate. So if it just feels like if you can talk your way out of this. You can work something out. Things aren't going to be bad for you financially forever. And it feels like you even have options there. Not as lucrative as you'd like them to be, but there are definitely options there for you. So instead of just sitting down and worrying about it, open a chain of communication. Remember to be kind and charming. Charming helps a lot. And also go ahead and take some job opportunities that you might not ordinarily take. I just feel like you've got some temp opportunities there. All right.
Okay, well, welcome to the channel, Sweet Six Pack 22. No need to apologize. That's fine. How it works here is you type in your question with a question mark. The program I use, I have to filter it by question marks. Otherwise, I get the entire chat and then I lose questions. That's about it. We take the questions in sequence, first come, first serve. We're here from 9 p.m. till 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or daylight time, depending on what time of year it is. And that's about it. Sally's website is sallydiane.com. You can send her an email at info@sallydiane.com. And we'll move on to the next question. Braveheart. Will I have success with the current dating app called BL, or a waste of time? You don't need the cards for that. He's already shot himself in the foot.
Yeah, I know what the cards are gonna say. Whether you use a dating app or whether you try more conventional ways, it's always about the charm. It's always about what you put forward. So instead of questioning the vehicle, question your approach. If you're not attracting what you want, then look in the mirror and ask yourself, why not? And in a way, look at what you're attracting and ask yourself how are you asking for whatever you're attracting. Okay, that might be helpful. But it really feels like you're blaming the road instead of the driver.
If you're going from dating app to dating app to dating app, I would take that as a sign that you're not going to meet the person you're looking for on a dating app. And I would stop and go out and mingle. We can't date in the office anymore.
Well, yeah. And, all you have to do is go out and do what you like to do. That's a good way to find somebody who does what you like to do.
Why don't you flip a card, Annie?
Yeah, you have death, but it's reversed, and death is change, and it's kind of like you're not changing. So, like you said, you can't go to the dating apps. You have to actually change your approach here.
Okay, and you know what time it is?
Is that
Well, folks, it's time once again for Pick a Card. Sally's already shuffled her cards. She's going to pick 3 now. You pick one of those cards ahead of time, and the reading for that card is your reading for the week ahead, that being the week starting February 17th.
all right? And I pulled the cards. So we need you to pick card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. Okay. Are you ready? Did you pick card number 1? Then your tarot card for this week is the 5 of Pentacles. And the 5 of Pentacles is sort of feeling a little bit like an outsider. Like you're not given the keys to the boys' club. It feels like you might be shut out from a deal, or you might be shut out from, somebody might be keeping you out of the loop here. And it is making you feel a little like an outsider. And it's wearing on your confidence this week. So this is a good week for you to, know there's always a count your blessings kind of time. This is a time for you to look around and look who's with you this week. Look who's standing beside you this week. because they are the people who are truly your friends and truly your support system. Okay. And how about tarot card number 2? Is that your card this week? Ooh, you've got the devil. And on the lighter side, the devil sometimes tells us to ease up and have a sense of humor. So if you've been taking things a little bit too seriously, lighten up a bit. The more serious side of the devil is the emotional abuse and manipulation and gaslighting. So the devil always carries this kind of really heavy message. So this is a week for you to be careful about the commitments you make. And try not to take things so seriously, but try not to get yourself trapped either. Okay. How about card number 3? Is that your tarot card this week? Well, you've got the 7 of Cups reversed. Now, right side up, 7 of Cups is called the Illusion Delusion Cup card because it's about looking at a lot of different possibilities and not being able to make up your mind. But when it's reversed, I see this as more of a moment of clarity, where out of all the choices in front of you, one rings through, and it feels like it might be very fleeting. So when you get that moment of clarity, write it down on a sticky note, grab it, make sure you hold on to the moment of clarity you have this week in the midst of confusion. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Pick a Card. We'll see you next week for another exciting episode of Pick a Card. On it.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Well, we're back.
We're back.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, who is our next victim?
So I think we're looking at
Sean.
Yes.
Sean wants to know about her finances. Will she reach her sales goal next month? Oh.
Ooh. Boy, you are in a very, very competitive situation here. Okay, so you're in a competitive situation. It feels a little when I see the Emperor, it feels almost like a father who's pitting his children against each other. And I don't know how else to put it. So I'm wondering if the sales goals given are realistic, because there's a lot of worry about it. But having said that, somehow or other, you pull it out of your bum this month. So yes, you will make it.
Next, we have Vibe with the Connect. Looking for a spirit message.
Okay. What does Spirit want Vibe with the Connect to know? All right. So the Spirit is sending you some pretty optimistic cards. First off, they're saying that right now you are managing to get on top of a situation. So you're getting ahead of things, which is in a good way, And it's saying that now is not the time to question yourself or or be overcritical of your goals or your aspirations. It feels like things are unfolding in a very good way. And the things that you are working for and wanting. Sometimes this is called the wish card. And the only problem with it being upside down is in reality, you kind of have that I'm not worthy, the imposter syndrome. You've earned so much and yet you feel like, you feel like you're not worthy of things that you are absolutely worthy of. And Spirit says, this is the time for you to be light of heart and enjoy your friends and enjoy what life has to offer. Good times and good times. Bad times don't last, but neither do good times. And you've got good times coming up here. So make sure you savor them.
Excellent. Next, we've got 1025. Why can't I find love?
Okay. Oh, now I lost it. Why can't I find love? Okay, so.
Keep going.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So 1025. Boy, that's a heavy question. Okay. You asked. The cards say you come off as a little bit stiff and controlling. So relax. You don't have to be in charge of every single situation. That's sort of a red flag. So relax. You have the High Priestess reversed. And the High Priestess it's kind of like you love women, but you don't trust them. It's almost like you don't know whether you can trust them or whether they're treacherous or not. The answer is yes, every woman is treacherous, but we're in a hell of a lot of fun. Yeah, the only thing keeping you from finding love is yourself, because women can tell that you don't trust them, and people can tell that you're trying to control and manipulate a situation. So relax. You don't have to be the leader. You don't have to be in charge of everything. Just relax and let situations unfold as they may, and I think you'll find yourself to be quite happy. That's the way love's supposed to work.
All right. Well, now that you've got that whipping out of your way.
He asked.
Patty wants to know what Spirit wants her to know.
Patty, you are absolutely adorable. Okay, so Spirit wants you to remember experience. And Spirit wants you to remember the lessons that life has taught you about certain situations. So I think you've got a situation in front of you that you recognize, but you don't want to recognize. And the Spirit's saying, yeah, it's time for you to just full out see the situation in front of you and act upon it the way you know you must. This is experience. This is you acting on your instinct. So blinders off, kiddo. And then you've got the King of Pentacles, but it's the King of Pentacles reversed. And the King of Pentacles, He's on the positive. Okay, so usually there's somebody else who is responsible and correct when it comes to questions of money and finances and the like. But the King of Pentacles reversed says there's a situation coming up where you're right and the King of Pentacles is not.
Okay. Well, a quick message to all the regulars that are here today. Forgive me, but I'm going to go jump some of the newcomers ahead of you. We've got a bunch of them, and let's make them happy, okay? Starting with Blue Snapper. Would like a love reading for the runes.
Okay, so love reading with runes. So at the base you have Suelu. So Suelu is the sun. So this tells me that you have seen, and I know I'm talking too fast. My
No,
blood
I was
pressure's
just moving
going
the
up.
rooms into frame.
Okay, so you have seen a passionate, happy, well committed relationship, and it is what you want. But what you want and what you're willing to work for are two different things. You know, the possibility of love is here, but it's a journey that can't be traveled alone. So there's this need for cooperation here, and a need to plan for the future, because that's where love grows and prospers, when there's hope for the future wound up there. Yes, once you start to show an actual commitment, a willingness to build for a future, you find that love opens up for you so well. Okay, so make sure you do your half. Don't wait for the other half to do their half. You do your half first. All right, and then as where you're traveling, you have Haggalos, you have disruption, but it follows this idea of serendipity and ability to work together. So it's saying now it's time for you to build love relationships, because in the future there will be disruptions in your life where you will need the stability and the love of someone else to get through it.
Okay, then. Let's move on to Julia. What's coming up in my near future? Well, let's find out what Julia needs to know.
Okay. Julia's near. Oh, they get a little noisy, folks. All right. So, Julia wants to see the near future.
Yeah, well, the leading edge compared to the trailing cliff.
That Seven of Wands has shown up an awful lot, folks. I think the general energies here is to, whatever advantage you have in a situation, and this applies to everybody, whatever advantage you have in a situation right now, make sure you lock it down and secure it. We're living in very unsettled times. Okay, so yes, and especially you. Okay, and that was Bluesman Asper?
I'm calling him Blue Snapper.
Blue Snapper. Oh, and did ask for the runes. I'm sorry, but you got the cards, and the cards are saying.
No, this is for Julia MM. Wait for you on Blue Snapper.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, near future. Okay, so in your near future, yeah, lock down your advantage, whatever your advantage can be, and this is a time for you to be able to be willing to make changes for your own good, and keep your eye on what is in your own benefit. You know, you've got that hermit dead center, and that means focus in on yourself first and foremost. And when I look ahead, you've got the devil, and where he appears, it feels like you are going to be met with a challenge, maybe called back into a previously manipulative or controlling or abusive relationship. But it feels like there's a bad situation representing itself. And these two cards tell me that you have the strength and the will to say no and to not be trapped again. So keep in mind, it's a trap.
Next, we have Milkskin. When do you see a new job opportunity for me?
You've got threes around you. Okay.
Yeah, that Seven of Wands has been coming up a lot.
It has.
Even though you've been shuffling those cards like you're trying to make a tree.
I know. Did I say threes? You got three, and then you got three cubed. Okay, so you wanted to know when a job is coming up, and so I did say three, and that is March, and you've got 9, and that feels like 9 weeks. So you're looking at the high end of March, and it feels like you've got you have one interview that comes up between now and then that feels so promising, and yet they don't call back. It almost feels like they lied to you and misled you. So the one that gets your hopes up really high isn't the one that comes through. The one that comes through is a bit of a pleasant surprise. But you are going to go through a few job interviews over the next couple of months, and there's one that's very productive.
Next, we have Smiles, who wants
Hi.
to know if there's anything that they need to know.
Oh. Well, I always like what Dolly Parton said about smiles. If you see someone without one, give them one of yours. Okay, so smiles. What can I tell Smiles? All right, so first and foremost, and this is kind of an aside, is to know that you yourself, you do a good job, you're a productive person, and never lose track of that, and don't let somebody feel like you're less than a productive worker. You're a good worker. But yeah, you are coming into a rather confusing period of your life. I can see that. Yeah, you are coming into a very confusing period of your life. Don't let somebody gaslight you. You are well liked. Your work is well respected. You are well respected. There's somebody who's trying to grind you down into the ground, and you just don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. You're getting confused. You're getting turned around, and that's just not you. And it's strange because you've got some awesome intuitive ability. It's hard. They say that when they talk about lying like the devil, it's because the devil will mix lies with the truth. If somebody listens to something you say and they can pick up on one thing you say that's true, they're likely to accept everything you say as truth. And the devil knows that, so he mixes the lies and the truth. So you believe lies.
Wendy, I'm coming back around to you. I did skip through some of them because we've got a bunch of newcomers here, and I want to make sure to get their questions answered.
Yes.
And since we read in sequence here, sometimes the ones that come a bit later on in the show don't get their question answers because we just run out of time.
Yes, and of course, I only have so much energy, but I am available for readings online, and you can schedule a private reading with me by just sending email to info@sallydiane.com. Okay, so that way you can have a one-on-one reading a half hour or an hour long. Okay, so who's next?
Next, we have Sweet Six Packs 22. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to paraphrase this question to make it a bit more concise. What's up with the man that tried to steal her 18-wheeler? Is he back with old relationships? Or is there something else going on?
Loving the truck stop. Yeah, there's just, you got the Eight of Wands, but it's the Eight of Wands reversed. So first off, I'm just getting feeling like, geez, there's some sort of an old phrase that's just right at the tip of my tongue that I can't quite. Yeah, but this isn't going anywhere. Yeah, you're worrying about a lot of things, just pointless worry. This is a situation that's not going anywhere. Maybe it's run past its prime or something like that. But this is just, yeah, you're wasting your time looking at that. Ooh, but you do have some good stuff coming up. So it is time for you to put all this stupid crap behind you, because when I look at what's coming up for you in the spring, once the snow melts and the water and the rivers start flowing, you're going to find that your family grows.
Sweet Six Pack was very concerned about the 18-wheeler she just bought that was the attempt at thieving.
Yeah, and the and the only thing I can say is that's like what's done is done. You've got these two that just saying what's done is done. So even though it sounds like it's a current situation, it's just saying that there's nothing further to be done about it. So whatever justice you're looking for is not something you're going to get. And I'm really sorry about that.
But it doesn't sound like it's going to be a problem going forward.
No, not at all.
That's good.
Yeah. It's just a big warning, don't get stuck here.
Right. Okay. Going back to Sushama. Hey, love and light from India. Good morning, India. I hope you have a nice, pleasant day over there. We have some snow to shovel in Ontario. And we're supposed to get another 22 centimeters here or something like that. Crazy. Anyhow, moving on. I want to fulfill my responsibilities towards my parents and siblings, but they are so complex to handle.
Oh yeah, and they say that there was a false start there, so it's kind of like they sort of like to throw it back at you what you didn't get done.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Think it's family? Okay, so interesting. So it's sort of like having a microscope on your shortcomings, which isn't fun. And also you have dead center, you have the King of Swords, which I'm assuming is your dad, because it's the man in charge, the big guy. And the big guy might, so sometimes his motives are a little questioned, which I'm not sure how to put that, but it's just how it's presenting itself to me. But what you asked is, what can I do? I can see why it gets, I can see why it gets complex, because you've got a lot of guilt mixed in, and also there's a bit of a moving of the goalposts sometimes, which I don't know whether you know what that phrase means, that you change your goals. Oh, I told you to do 2 yesterday. No, I meant 3. Do 3 today. That sort of thing. That would be moving the goalposts. But what it does say is that amongst your parents and siblings, I think you've got a brother here, and he shows up as the King of Cups, and he seems to have both feet on the ground, and he can be a very beneficial partner. So confide in him and try and forge try and forge an alliance with him, to have him help you, guide you through the whole thing with the family. He can certainly make things go better with your dad. Okay.
Moving on to Toxic Wave. Will I see the extended family this year? As long as they don't live in Canada, yes.
Yeah, I still hope to make it to the West Coast Toxic Wave, but you know, you kind of got an orange ass hat in charge. Don't tell anybody, but you know.
Let me put it this way: we're trucking bricks to the border.
Yeah, those beavers aren't building the dams fast enough. So, Toxic Wave wants to see extended family. Oh, yeah. Okay, so first off, around the family, there is a little bit of drama unfolding right now. In the end, the Tower reverse, it feels like a mini disaster within the family. So this feels like you've got one part of the family that I think this is the younger generation, where you've got one that's just totally toxic, and yet, you know, sometimes it's hard not to love them anyway. But you are going to see you are going to see a young man here. He shows up as King of Cups, and he seems to be well grounded, even though he does seem to well, let me use the phrase they, even though they seem to be in the midst of a rather rocky and stormy sea. You know, they have like this concrete foundation. So no matter how much things rock and roll around them, they're okay. And it looks like it's somebody who, if you're going to see one person in the family, this would be the one, because they reach out first with love.
Moving on to Wendy Macero.
Hi, Wendy.
Wendy wants to know about her career.
Okay. Wendy's career. Okay, Wendy. And okay, so it feels like your career has something's put the brakes on your career. You got the chariot reversed. So it feels like it was going forward, great guns, and all of a sudden, hit a wall. You know, it's really easy when you want to work your way up to take on extra responsibilities. But then you end up being weighed down with too many responsibilities and too many different things to carry. And it looks like the reason that you've had, you've had a bit of a burp in your progression career-wise is because you've loaded yourself down with a lot of little responsibilities. And you might be overlooking the one big responsibility. Okay, but having said that, when it looks what's coming ahead, you know, over the next, I'd say, they're giving me a moon, so I'm going to say over the next month or so, you're going to find that things start to make sense and get a clear direction again. So you just had a little bit of slowing down. So it's time to go over what your responsibilities are and decide what kind of little things you're carrying that maybe really don't benefit you. Okay. So
Next we have SR Kish.
Yes, and
Suzanne wants to know if there's any spirit messages.
okay, Suzanne. And I'm just going to grab some runes, and I think I have a couple more readings in me, and then I'm done. And I'm really sorry, folks. I only have so much energy. So, spirit messages for Suzanne. Suzanne, the very first thing that shows is Iwas, a horse. And so there's this idea that you do have love around you, and you do have a relationship that should be symbiotic. Okay, so just embrace that and be grateful for that. Yeah, it feels like and I don't know whether you don't always feel this way, but for some reason the runes are reminding you that you are blessed in the area of love. And then you've got this Thor's ass, the thorn, and there's always a prevalent thorn in your side. Oh, please don't be like the lion with the thorn in his paw. Okay, yeah. Yes, Spirit's saying don't forget that you're blessed when it comes to love. And a thorn in your side is just that. It's just a thorn in your side. Pull it out. You know, you're the one holding it in. And also, it looks like over the next season, it looks like there's a lot of focus on the ancestral stuff. So I think that there is a big focus on home and actually there's going to be a big focus on the situation around your parents' home, because it talks about spiritual ancestors and home. So there might be some important decisions that need to be made there.
Okay, you've got 3 more questions.
3 more questions. Okay, I can do it.
Benapsha wants to know, what's FA feeling / thinking? Why is he being nice?
Be nice because he likes you. Come on. You know men are afraid of us. Yeah. He'd like to take you out for a drink. Is this somebody you work around? Because there's also this idea of working and productivity, but it does feel like you guys have similar interests. Yeah. He's being nice to you because he likes you. He thinks you guys have similar interests. He'd like to spend some time with you. Flirt back.
Perfect. Dorella, welcome to the channel.
Hello.
Will Tony be coming to Canada with me in May?
Bring 20 of his relatives too. Okay, anyhow, sorry. Tony coming back to Canada in May. Dorella and Tony. What's going on there? A little bit uncertain about what the message there's a lot of uncertainty about exactly what the feelings or the relationship is there. So that's worrisome. There you are going back to Canada, but I think you might be going alone. Yeah. He has a lot of excuses. I don't know what his dealio is here, but yeah, he seems to be the king of excuses. It's like, well, I'm going in September. Well, don't worry, I've got a few loose ends to tie up, but I'll follow you in October. So, is he coming with you? Is he coming back with you? No, he's not coming back with you. But I think he's going to send you back with a promise of joining you.
Sorry about that. And our last question is from Diamond.
Hi, Diamond.
Diamond wants to know where her husband's black car will be fixed and where the money's going to come from to fix it.
What?
There's a car to fix him, but the money's not there to do it.
Okay, so let's see about the car. What can we
That
do about
paraphrased
the
enough
car?
for you?
Yeah, what can we do about the car? Well, there you are trying to. I guess he needs the car to go to work or something, because it's forming a barrier between them and that
Money?
money. Yeah, that's interesting. You know, something's coming through, and it's coming through fast. It's almost like somebody's wiring him some money, an e-transfer or something.
Well, the picture reminds me of Prince Valiant.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think one of your relatives or something bails you out, because I see funds being transferred electronically, and you guys being able to fix the car. So you've
Does
got
the prince have long hair?
Prince Valiant, yeah. He
Well,
has like shoulder length hair. It's kind
card.
of
No, on the card.
on the card. Yes, he's got long hair.
All right, Princess Valiant. That was it?
That was it.
Okay. So what happened with the money on that?
What?
Well, they wanted to know where the money's coming from.
Oh, no,
the
electronic
relative.
transfer.
Oh, right.
So-
From
A relative or something. It just feels like you guys have the right sob story. I'm sorry to be disrespectful or anything like that. It's just the way it came out of my mouth. But you know, there's people that don't want you to suffer because you don't have your car, and they will help you out.
Perfect. Well, folks, that's it for another edition of Psychic Sundays Live. We are here every Sunday night from 9 p.m. until 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Daylight Time, depending on what time of year it is. As you can tell, we often go a bit late, which is good for you guys. But at some point, Sally does have had enough, and I usually work on Sundays starting at really early. So I'm kind of tired at this point. And I'm also out of brandy. Oh, well. Say goodnight, Sally.
Good night, Sally.